You're doing your push-ups wrong.
How dare you?
I can't tell you how many guys I meet who think they can do 50 or even 100 push-ups, but then after making some minor adjustments, they're pooping out after doing 20 or 30.
You have done that yourself.
And then we can even make it harder than that. But right now I'm going to show you how to make your push-ups more demanding and also more rewarding. Okay? It's all going to start with a starting position, and there's a couple things I want to point out here. First off, put your feet together. Second off, take a look at the hips. Normally people think to keep their body in a straight line. We definitely don't want you sagging, but we actually want to slightly elevate them. We want just a little bend at the hips so that they're going to stay as high or higher than your chest, right? And then next, your head is going to be looking forward the whole time. And notice my arms, they're straight, they're completely straight, and you're going to return to this position after every repetition. But look guys, I was coaching a young man once on his pull-ups, and I told him, I said, just put your arms straight up over your head. And so he does, something kind of like this, okay? And I don't know if you can see this, but if your arm is right here, you can straighten it out, right? And then you bring it in, and you've got 6 or 8 more inches, okay? So that's gonna be the same on the push-up. That's gonna be the standard that we're gonna do for every single repetition, okay? So getting back into this position, all right, our feet are together, our hips are slightly elevated, arms are locked out, we're gonna look forward, and we're ready to go, okay? As far as your hand width goes, it doesn't really matter, honestly. I say just outside of your shoulders, but find out what works best for you. Those 4 points I mentioned are gonna be the most important, okay? Feet, hips, elbows, and head, right? When you're ready, go ahead and descend until your chest, and only your chest, hits the ground, okay? This is only gonna be possible if your hips are slightly elevated, like I said, and also you gotta keep your face up to make sure you're not mashing that, okay? You lead with the chest, and that's the standard, all the way on the ground. Once you're ready, and again, with your hips slightly elevated, that's also gonna put a little more weight to your shoulders and into your hands, right? That's an important part of making these difficult as well. Once your chest touches the ground, you're ready to ascend. Push back up, keeping everything locked, and then elbows are straight, okay? And right, look, those last few inches that I talked about, that's where you're gonna get the tightest contraction in your chest. It's where you're gonna get the tightest contraction in your tricep, and it's also where your serratus anterior is going to be the most engaged for scapular protraction. All right, so there's kind of a checklist for you, okay? Feet together, hips slightly elevated, elbows locked out, and your head up, okay? And then as you go down, everything is staying completely rigid, head to toe, except for your shoulders, elbows, and scapula, okay? Chest to ground, back up, lock out the arms. That's it. Your body will instinctively make these types of movements as easy as it can. But with some self-awareness, some honesty, and a little bit of mechanical knowledge, we actually make this exercise as difficult as we can.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Once you get stronger with good technique, which I think a lot of you are going to be surprised at how much it takes. There are even ways we can make it more difficult. One is obviously just to speed up the exercise. If you have a quicker turnaround, you're developing more tension in the muscle. You can try explosive variations such as clapping handstands, clapping push-ups, and again, the same rules are going to apply, okay? You got to be rigid from head to toe. You got to keep your hips up to keep the weight where you want it. If that's not enough for you, you can put a weight plate on your back, okay? That's really easy. Just set the plate on its side, fall onto your side with your back to the plate. Reach around, grab the plate, roll into position, and shuffle it into just where you want, just where you'd like it. If you push yourself into position, get going. If you find that the plate is shifting around on your hips and your low back, which is pretty common, what that means is that your hips and your back are shifting around while you do the repetition, okay? So that's another indicator that you still have a lot to learn from this exercise. But guys, The push-up is a legendary and time-tested exercise. Okay, everyone can benefit from it. I hope this kind of demonstration and pointing these things out is helpful. And again, if it did help you, please go ahead and subscribe. I plan on producing a lot more information, videos like this in the future, and it's meaningful to me to know that people are benefiting from it. Other than that, thank you guys, and take care.